Hello everyone, welcome back to the Bullring Racing Series here in the TNT Motorsports Network. We are back at Motordrome as we continue on here. Round number 5 as we are on a 2-week racing schedule here at Motordrome. The sportsmen make their debut here at the track. As we get ready for the sportsman heat races, the green flag's in the air, we're underway. 8 laps is the distance. Coming off turn 2 for the first time, Bailey, who got the 5 bonus points for setting the quick time to get the pole for the heat. He's going to come around turn number 4. He'll pick up the lead on lap number 1. Sitting there in spot number 2 is the 23 of Grindstaff, but here comes Wilford charging on the high side. The number 51 sitting from spot number 3. Twister in the 24 looking to use the inside lane to his advantage and try to take that spot away as he sits in the 4th spot currently right now. With NASCAR IndyCar in the 95 just watching calmly from the 5th spot. Twister now takes over 3rd from Wilford as they come off the corner heading down the backstretch. Grindstaff gets a good run on Bailey that time as they head into turn number 3. Wolford bobbles up just a little bit. That opens the door for the 95 of IndyCar to take the 4th spot away. He'll do so coming off turn number 4. Bailey gets a little high into turn number 1. That opened the door for Grindstaff, but he gets a huge run coming off turn number 2. He'll try to hold them off as they head into turn number 3, coming down for the halfway point. 4 down, 4 to go in the sportsman heat race. Continues to lead with Grindstaff sitting in the 2nd spot. Twister right there for 3rd. IndyCar right on his bumper from the 4th spot. The 51 of Wilford trying to make a move here as well, but Twister bobbles up just a bit. Opens the door for IndyCar heading into turn number 3. Looking for position number 3 as they come off turn number 4. He'll have his... Wilford was thinking about a 3 wide, but he backs out of it. But Twister's going to lose 2 spots here as they head into turn number 3. Bailey's going to come around turn number 4. He will get the 2 to go sign this time by. Bailey with 2 laps remaining has led from the drop of the green. As he's starting to pull away here in the turns 3 and 4, he'll get the white flag this time by. One more time around in this heat race. Kind of Grindstaff sitting quietly from 2nd. Wilfred, Twister, and IndyCar just shuffling from 3rd on back as we head down the backstretch into turn number 3 for the final time in this heat. Coming off turn number 4, your winner in heat race number 1 for the sportsman is going to be Bailey. Connor Grindstaff will finish in 2nd. Wilfred 3rd, Twister 4th, and IndyCar will round out the field. Sportsman heat race number 2 up next. Here we go, heat race number 2 for the sportsman. Set to take the green. Xavier Robinson in number 3 will start on pole for this one. Todd Shelton in the 0-1 will start to his high side. And then the 34 of Cal Naughton Jr. and the 42 of Anthony Hurd will make up row number 2. And then Martian Sock Puppet in the number 10 will round out the rest of the field. Again, 8 laps is the distance for all heat races. For the sportsmen and the modifieds, which will come up later. And here we go. Green flags in the air. Heat race number 2 for the sportsmen. Off turn number 2 for the first time. Todd Shelton fighting hard on that high side. And that's from the 2nd spot. He had the lead by a corner panel at one point as we come off turn number 4. Todd Shelton's making the outside work as we come off down the front stretch. And they go 3 wide. Coming off turn number 2, Sock Puppet tried to throw it in there. But Naughton Jr. was right there, and Todd Shelton's been making the outside work. Well, at least he was. Now he's moved back to the 4th spot as we head into turns 1 and 2. Sock Puppet gets underneath the 34 of Naughton Jr. That's for position number 2. Meanwhile, behind them, the battle for 4th and 5th going on between Shelton in the 0-1 and Anthony Hurd in the 42. As they head into turns number 3 and 4. Sock Puppet is still battling it out. As Todd Shelton now has the 4th spot for good for now. As we head into turns 1 and 2, Naughton Jr. trying to make the outside lane work, can't make it happen. As Sock Puppet takes a 2nd spot. Heading into turn number 3. Of course, all of this action happening behind the 3 of Xavier Robinson, coming off turn number 4 down the front stretch. Robinson leading from the drop of the green. Hasn't looked back since, but not a really dominating performance like Bailey in the first heat. Sock Puppet's getting right there. Robinson goes up high a little bit. That reels in Sock Puppet, and he's now underneath Robinson heading into turn number 1. Sock Puppet looking for the lead. He'll have it coming off turn number 2. New race leader. It's going to be Sock Puppet. He's going to be your leader heading into turn number 3. Xavier Robinson moves back to spot number 2 with a hard-charging Cal Naughton Jr. looking on his bumper for that 2nd spot. So we head now with 2 laps remaining. Naughton Jr. is getting right there on the bumper. He does just enough to make Xavier Robinson move up high in the number 3. Naughton Jr. is going to look underneath. He's going to have the 2 spot coming off turn number 3. Meanwhile, white flags in the air one more time around for the 10 of Martian Sock Puppet as he takes it into turns 1 and 2. Going down the backstretch here for the final time. Heading into turn number 3, Martian Sock Puppet will pick up the win in heat race number 2. 2nd will go to Cal Naughton Jr. 3rd is Robinson. 4th is Shelton. Anthony Hurd will round out the field. Modified heat race action will be up next. Here we go. Modified heat race action. 8 laps is the distance once again. Creed Daniel on the pole gets the bonus 5 points for the fast time, for setting the quick time. Xavier Robinson will sit on the outside of him on the front row. Connor Grindstaff and Bailey in row 2, Hernandez and 2-time feature winner Anthony Hurd in row number 3, Fixon and McCann in row 4, Twister to round out the field. Green flags in the air. Heat race number 1 is underway. Heading into turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Here comes Grindstaff in the 04. He'll take the lead coming off the corner. He'll lead lap number 1. Creed Daniel will sit for 2nd. Xavier Robinson has 3rd at the moment, but Anthony Hernandez looking underneath him. Turn number 2. Robinson prevails on the high side as they head into turn number 3. Meanwhile, behind them, we got Fixon on the move in the number 23 car. He's looking to get some more spots, but here comes Noah Twister, number 30, starting dead last in this heat, looking to move his way up towards the front. Meanwhile, the struggles for the 88 and the 52 of Bailey and Anthony Hurd, respectively. They're usually the front runners, but this is only the heat race, so maybe they're saving something for the feature. Who knows? But anyways, back up towards the front. It's the 04 of Connor Grindstaff leading the charge, but he's got a hot Creed Daniel at number 65 right there on the bumper, trying to see if he can take the lead back as we head into turn number 3. Meanwhile, behind them is the 8 of Anthony Hernandez. He has the 3rd spot, but Xavier Robinson wants it from the 4th spot. He's not going to get it this time by, as the 23 of Fixon will round out the top 5, but here comes a 30 of Noah Twister. He's looking for the spot as he's looking to the inside, heading into turn number 3. McCann's going to follow right behind suit in that number 61 car, trying to make something happen. As we go into the turns 1 and 2. Creed Daniel now starting to really get on the bumper of the 04 of Grindstaff, heading into turn number 3. Robinson doing the same with Hernandez back in positions 3 and 4. As we now have have 2 laps remaining. Here comes Creed Daniel looking to the inside, heading into turns 1 and 2. He's got the lead by 3/4 of a car right at the moment, but Grindstaff hard charging on the high side as we head into turns 3 and 4. White flag in the air this time by. Who's it gonna be? Grindstaff has the lead still by just a car as they come across the line, but Creed Daniel has something to say in the bottom off turn number 2. But Grindstaff once again fights hard on the high side as we head into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. Grindstaff looking to make the high side work. He will do so. He'll take the win in heat race number 1. Creed Daniel finishing second. Hernandez third. Robinson fourth. Twister will round out your top 5, followed by McCann, Hurd, Bailey, and Fixon to round out the field. Modified heat race number 2 coming at you next. Here we go. Heat race number 2 for the modifieds. As we get ready to close out the heat races. On poles, the 9 of Taz Taylor, LJ Toledo in the 42 will start in the outside of him. Jolteon Bass and Rusty Broussard. Last week's winner, feature winner that is, starts row 2. Kyle Morris and William Fusion in row 3. Big Ben, Max Fry, and NASCAR IndyCar to round out the field. Green flags in the air. Heat race number 2 for the modifieds are underway. Heading into turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Taz Taylor's going to come off corner number 4. He will lead lap number 1. LJ Toledo sitting there close by for second. Jolteon Fast now gets third. Here comes Kyle Morrison, the 18. Last time we came to this track, he was your feature winner. He's going to try to see if he can keep that streak going here in his what you could consider his home track for the series. Home state of Pennsylvania, as he's gonna try, and he got bobbled up. He'll lose a spot, and here comes Big Ben in the 21. Just gained 2 spots in turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch, he'll move up to the 3rd spot. But here comes Kyle Morrison, the 18, looking underneath Jolteon Fast for the 4th spot as they come off turn number 4. Jolteon Fast trying to hang strong on the high side, but he's not going to make it work as Kyle Morris gets by, and so does William Fusion at number 39. Meanwhile, Broussard in the 55, last week's winner, trying to make something happen, but so far not making it work. Everyone now stays single file for the time being. As throw a blanket on the 17, the 48, and the 55, as they were right there on each other's bumpers. IndyCar and Broussard are going to look to get by Jolteon Fast heading into turn number 3. This is going to move Jolteon Fast back another 2 positions. Meanwhile, in front of them, Fusion's going to look underneath the 18 of Kyle Morris. Nothing to it there. Morris is trying to figure out a way to get around the 21 of Big Ben as they come off turn 2 down the backstretch. Meanwhile, towards the front of the field, the 9 of Taz Taylor continues to lead the way here with 2 laps remaining in this heat race. Toledo right there for position number 2. Trying to gain some ground, but Taylor's just too strong for the time being as we head into turn number 3. As now the flagman on the stand will wave the white flag one more time around in this heat race. Down the backstretch into turns number 3 and 4 for the final time. Collecting his first heat race win of the season, Taz Taylor will pick up the win here in heat number 2. LJ Toledo will finish in 2nd, Big Ben in 3rd, Kyle Morris will finish in 4th, Fusion will round out the top 5, followed by IndyCar, Broussard, Fast, and Max 5. Well, we just have 2 races left, and that means it's feature racing time. So the Sportsman feature event will be coming right at you. Here we go, Sportsman feature event 15 laps is the distance. Again, this is the first of two weeks we are here at Motordrome. This week we have the modifieds and sportsmen. Next week it's just the modifieds. But anyways, here we go. Sportsmen getting ready to take the green as pace car pulls off turn number 4 with Bailey and Martian Sock Pup in the front row. We are underway. Let the days of thunder roll on. The sportsmen are green. Coming off turn number 4 for the first time, it's going to be Bailey in the number 18, leading lap number 1. Right there for spot number 2 is the 10 of Martian Sock Puppet. Third is Grindstaff, but he gets a huge run into turn number 2. He'll look to try to take the second spot, headed down the backstretch. Meanwhile, behind them is the 51 of Kyle Wilfred and the 34 of Cal Naughton Jr. battling for the 4th and 5th spot. Wilfred, your points leader for the sportsmen right now. He's trying to make sure he keeps that points lead intact as he's now taking the 3rd spot away from Sock Puppet off turn number 2 as he'll set his sights on the 23 of Grindstaff heading into turn number 3. Martian Sock Puppet goes way up the track in turn number 3. That opens the door for Cal Naughton Jr. and probably Xavier Robinson as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Again, he goes way up high in the corners. But he's not losing a whole lot of ground, so maybe he's found something beneficial out of it. I'm not sure. But here comes NASCAR IndyCar. He'll be trying to take the spot away. Meanwhile, in front of them, Xavier Robinson is now getting underneath the 51 of Kyle Wilfred. That's for position number 4. As they come off corner number 2, Robinson has the spot by about half a car as they head into turn number 3. He'll have the spot for sure as Wilfred's now got to deal with the 95 NASCAR IndyCar as they come out corner number 4. Your leader still continues to be the 18 of Bailey as he has a little over a second lead on the 23 of Grindstaff as we head into turn number 3. Off turn number 4, he will lead lap number 6. Grindstaff trying to catch up to him from the 2nd spot, but he's being reeled in by the 34 of Naughton Jr. He's going to try to see if he can take the 2nd spot away as we head into turn number 3. He's right there on his bumper, but he's also got a black number 3 of Xavier Robinson trying to catch him down and take the 3rd spot away as we come in through the corners. Corners 1 and 2. Here comes Sock Puppet looking underneath the 95 of NASCAR IndyCar. That's for position number 5. Wilfred's now going to try to see if he can catch up to it and make something happen to take the 6th spot away. As he gets underneath IndyCar now, Sock Puppet finally gets by the 95. Meanwhile, back towards the front, Grindstaff has a little bit of a gap now between him and Naughton Jr., but I don't think this gap may last long. But hey, the gap just grew as I say that. But again, still leading the charge is the 18 of Bailey. As we head off turn number 4, he will lead now with 5 laps remaining in this feature. Grindstaff still holds on strong from 2nd. Naughton Jr. is right there for 3rd, but Xavier Robinson's knocking on the door from the 4th spot. Anthony Hurd right now rounds out the field at the moment, but Todd Shelton is trying to get on the 24 Noah DeWister. This will be for position number 8 if he can get by. Nothing to it there. But here comes Sock Puppet underneath Naughton Jr. This is for position number 4 as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Sock Puppet will have it now as Naughton Jr. now moves back to the 5 spot. NASCAR IndyCar now is going to try to take the 5 spot away as he's looking underneath, hitting into turn number 2. Naughton Jr. is going to prevail on the high side for now, but here we go. Turn number 3. NASCAR IndyCar gets in underneath in time. He'll try to take the spot away and he will do so coming off turn number 4. Meanwhile, we'll now have 2 laps remaining in this feature. Xavier Robinson goes way up the track. Can he find something to work that time? I don't think so. Actually, he might. He's getting close to the bumper of Grindstep, but he's got Martian Sock Puppet right in his bumper as well. Meanwhile, white flags in the air this time by for the 18 of Bailey. Looking for the sweep. It'll be a second week in a row in the Sportsman division that we've had a sweep in the qualifying fast time heat winner and feature winner. Off turn number 4, Bailey picks up the feature win here at Motordrome. Second will go to Grindstaff. Third is Robinson. Fourth will be Sock Puppet. NASCAR, IndyCar will round out your top 5. Naughton Jr., Wilfred, Shelton, Twister, and Anthony Hurd will round out the field. Up next is the Mighty Modified Feature Event. Here we go, 30 laps of modified racing. They'll be coming to you here in a few seconds. Who's gonna get themselves a guaranteed top 10 starting spot into the Chili Bowl Championship finale? Right now, Anthony Hurd, Kyle Morris, and Rusty Broussard, the only drivers that have that guarantee. Who's gonna join them? The Modifieds are ready to rumble. Race fans, it's showtime! Coming off turn number 4 for the first time, it's going to be the 04 of Connor Grindstaff leading lap number 1. Right there for spot number 2, it's Creed Daniel, but Taz Taylor's right there on his bumper from the 3rd spot. Anthony Hernandez will sit quietly from 4th in the number 8. Xavier Robinson currently sitting in 5th, but here comes Toledo on the high side. He'll look to take the spot away on the high side, but nothing will do it there as Robinson holds him off. Kyle Morris in the 18. He's getting there. He's making his charge to the front, but don't count out the 52 of Anthony Hurd. He is a 2-time feature winner here in this series, but he hasn't won here at this track. Kyle Morris trying to defend his crown here at this track as well, the number 18. But right behind Anthony Hurd's another front runner, as well as the 88 of Bailey as they come off the corner. Toledo, unfortunately, has 3 hard-charging drivers that have been in the front since the series has started. But meanwhile, the 8 of Anthony Hernandez gets by the 9 of Taz Taylor. That's for the 3rd spot. Creed Daniel trying to gain ground on the 04 of Connor Grindstaff for the race lead. Right now, Grindstaff holding strong for the time being. As Xavier Robinson now has a hard-charging 18 of Kyle Morris in his rear view mirror. But right behind Morris is the 52 of Anthony Hurd. But farther on back, the 88 has a mirror full of the 17 of Joel Tion Fast. Fast is going to look underneath the 88 of Bailey for position as they hit into turns 1 and 2. Max Fine, the 192, he's right there. He started dead last in this feature. He's looking underneath the 55 of Rusty Broussard and trying to move himself into the top 10, heading into turn number 3. LJ Toledo looking to make something happen since he lost a bunch of spots on the start. He's going to try to see if he can make ground. Unfortunately for the 55 of Rusty Broussard, last week's feature winner at Oswego, not off to a hot start here tonight, as he's now being passed by the 61 of Scott McCann for position further on towards the back of the field. Meanwhile, towards the front, as contact a little bit, looks like with the 9 and the 18 of Taylor and Morris in turn number 2. And it looks to be Morris is going to have the spot as they come across the line by half a car. And Taylor's going to open up the door for the 52 of Anthony Hurd. Hurd had to check up a little bit, which messed up the 17 of Joel Tion Fast just a little bit. But Taylor's going to let the 52 of Anthony Hurd on by, and he's going to open the door for the 17 of Joel Tion Fast and the 192 of Max Fye, because Fye's right there in the bumper of Joel Tion Fast as they head into turns 1 and 2. Hernandez in the number 8, trying to hold on for the 3rd spot as the 29 Xavier Robinson is hard charging quick from the 4th spot. Meanwhile, all this is going on behind the 04 of Connor Grindstaff. Your race leader at the moment. As he's trying to pull away from the rest of the field. Creed Daniel trying to make something happen, but he's got hard charging Anthony Hernandez and Xavier Robinson right behind him from the 3rd and 4th spots. Here comes Anthony Hernandez looking underneath. It bobbles the 65 of Creed Daniel, corner him off the corner. Heading into turn number 3, Hernandez looking to take the 2nd spot away. He'll do so coming off turn number 4 and opening the door there for the 29 of Xavier Robinson to take the 3rd spot away from Creed Daniel. He'll take it coming off turn number 1. And now Creed Daniel's got his hands full with the 18 of Kyle Morris. The 192 of Max Phi, he started dead last in this feature, and he's worked himself all the way up to the 7th position. And behind them is the 42 of Toledo, again by the 17 of Jolteon Fast. But here comes the 18 of Kyle Morris looking underneath the 65 of Creed Daniel. He'll take the 4th spot away, coming off turn number 4. The 192 of Max Phi on the bumper, the 52 of Anthony Hurd. That's for position number 6. Meanwhile, behind them, the 42 of LG Toledo gets by the 9 of Taz Taylor. That is for position number 8. Jolteon Fast sitting from the 10th position, trying to see if he can get the 9th spot away. He's looking underneath, heading into turns 1 and 2. Trying to make something happen is Toledo. Gets a little loose there. Checks up the high side. Maybe the bottom. Who knows, but 42 of Toledo getting a little squirrely here. We're just getting past the halfway point of this feature event. And here comes Xavier Robinson looking underneath the 8 of Anthony Hernandez. Kyle Morris is right there with him on the bumper of the 29. Look, if Hernandez will lose 2 spots if he can't hold on here. Coming off turn number 2, Hernandez will go from 2nd to 4th in almost a snap of a finger. But the 04 of Grindstaff is completely fine with this because the more they battle, the more he pulls away. Right now, the 29 Xavier Robinson sitting from spot number 2. Kyle Morris now in 3rd. Hernandez sits in 4th. Creed Daniel now moves into the spot number 5. But here comes the super hard charging 192 of Max Phi. He sits in the 6th position. Here comes Creed Daniel looking underneath the 8 of Hernandez for position number 4. Looks like he'll have it by a tire as they come off turn number 2. Meanwhile, further on back, Jolteon Fast looking underneath the 52 of Anthony Hurd. As he comes into turn number 3, he's trying hard to get that spot. He'll take it off the corner. And he'll move into 7th, moving Hurd back to 8th. Scott McCann sitting from spot number 9 with Toledo sitting in the 10th position. Max Phi in the 192 just got by the 18 of Kyle Morris for the 4th spot. Morris moves way up the track. That opens the door for Hernandez to get by with ease for the 5 spot. Robinson trying to reel in the 04 of Grindstaff, as he's currently sitting all by himself from the 2 spot. I don't think he'll make it happen, though, as Grindstaff in the 04 trying to keep his marks on point, as he has been all night long. But here comes the 61 of Scott McCann, looking underneath the 17 of Jolteon Fast, as for position number 7, heading into turn number 3. Toledo will sit quietly from spot number 9 as Anthony Hurd rounds out the top 10 right now. Bailey currently sitting in 11th, but here comes Rusty Broussard in the number 55. He sits in 12th. He's looking to get by the 88 of Bailey to get into the 11th position as Taz Taylor's watching from the 13th spot. Fusion in the 39, NASCAR IndyCar, Jordan Fixon, Big Ben, and Noah Twister to round out the field here. But Grindstaff right now will come off turn number 4. 4 laps remain in this feature. Xavier Robinson trying to make something happen in the number 29 car. He sits in spot number 2. Fine now in the 3rd spot. Green Daniel moves back to 4th. Hernandez will round out the top 5. Trying to make something work, but further on back, Anthony Hurd trying to get underneath the 17 of Jolteon Fast. Nothing to it there in the turns 3 and 4. He's trying to see if he can get the 9th spot away. Try to see if he can keep a tight points battle with the 18 of Kyle Morris. But who knows, the points battle might be shaken up after tonight. But here comes Max Vi. He's on the bumper of the 29 Xavier Robinson. This is for the 2nd spot as they head into turns 3 and 4. Meanwhile, Connor Grindstaff will come off corner number 4. White flags in the air one more time around. Grindstaff has been grinding in this series early on and hasn't had the results to show for it. But he'll have the result tonight. Off turn number 4, your modified feature winner will be Connor Grindstaff. Robinson in 2nd, Fine 3rd, Creed Daniel 4th, Anthony Hernandez rounds out the top 5. Kyle Morrison 6th, McCann 7th, Toledo 8th, Jolteon Fast 9th, and Anthony Hurd will round out your top 10. The rest of the results on the top left corner of your screen. And thank you so much for watching. We'll be back at Motordrome next week, but we have just the modifieds racing here next week. Subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter at TNT Network 61, and have a good night, everyone.